Welcome to the Martini Mortgage Podcast, episode 124, called 3 Talking Points in the Housing Market. My name is Kevin Martini, and I'm a certified mortgage advisor, NMLS number 143962, and producing branch manager of the Martini Group at the Cardinal Financial Company, NMLS 66247. There is never a substitute for understanding the current real estate market conditions. I mean, it is critical to know the current real estate market conditions as a first-time home buyer. It's important to know the current real estate market conditions if you are a repeat home buyer. It is key to have an understanding of the current real estate market if you are a seller. And to be transparent, it is very powerful to know the current real estate market conditions if you are currently a homeowner too. In my opinion, today there are 3 talking points in real estate that one needs to be aware of because they are retooling the real estate on the aggregate. Kevin Martini, talking point number 1 is technology. The pandemic has pushed the fast forward button for the real estate community. As a certified mortgage advisor, it has been required that I always provide secure and cutting-edge technology to the families I serve. I'm able to argue and prove that the Martini Group at Cardinal Financial has the most innovative and frictionless digital platform that provides certainty in the market today. However, that can be a topic for another podcast one day. My mortgage practice was created to provide the families I serve with trusted advice. And one of the ways I did that, and still do that, is by in-person consultations. And these consults, I believe, and the families I work with were very important. Because you see, getting a mortgage is not kind of a big deal. It is a big deal. For most of the families I have worked with, their home purchase is their largest asset purchase, and their mortgage is their largest debt acquisition. It is my duty to make sure they have price and cost clarity before they fall in love with a home. Now, I continue with the in-person consults, but added a webinar option before webinars were in vogue. I did not do this to be an early adopter. I did this because I wanted to meet the families I work with where they felt most comfortable. And I found this added massive values to the families I serve because technology meets the families where the families want to be met. Before the pandemic, we used GoToMeeting. However, we shifted to Zoom, because the population became very familiar with the experience and more familiar with the technology, the more one can absorb from the content. Because of the evil COVID rearing its ugly head, the real estate community needed to pivot and accelerate to use technology to help buyers buy a home and sellers sell homes. This acceleration of technology was needed for this kind of cottage industry. When I say cottage industry, many people in real estate may be associated with a national brand, but as an individual agent, they were informally organized. Sure, pre-pandemic real estate professionals used digital documentation services. But right now, digital document services is the gold standard. Sure, there were stock virtual tours, but now they are live tours and they are interactive. Sure, video chat or FaceTime on an iPhone existed before lockdown, but now it's a feature used frequently and a valuable tool to generate massive value to the family served during the real estate transaction, to learn about their must-haves, needs, and wants. Again, there is no question that much of the technology was here before the lockdowns, but the lockdowns have pushed forward the real estate community to embrace this technology to help families buy and sell real estate when that family cannot touch and feel the real estate today, or are busy at work too in the local marketplace. The market has embraced this technology in the home buying process, and the question is, will the real estate community go back to the old way? I guess what I'm saying is the real question is, will the tech revolution in real estate continue? After all, the adoption was because of the response to the pandemic. I believe it has to stay because it helps families buy and sell real estate. I truly believe the technology options will become more robust because the tech tools used today have created, again, massive value to everyone involved in the transaction and are now not just nice, but needed. Let me be clear. Technology is not a bad thing and was available, but now it's used daily. Sad, some in the real estate community will unwind their dependence on these tools, and that is a sad thing. Sad for them and bad for the families they serve. I will share it is smart, and I will share it is savvy for consumers to require this technology to be used, not just by their real estate professionals, but also their lenders too. Kevin Martini, talking point number 2, portability, mobility, and remote working. Let's go back. Think about life before the roaring 20s started. You woke up, you showered, and then you commuted to the office. Say it took 30 minutes to get to the office. You worked all day, and then you headed home and took another 30 minutes to drive to get home. Every day, you were spending 1 hour in the car just to commute. And poof, you spent 5 hours a week commuting. But with the pandemic, working remotely became a reality for many people. And some did not even need to shower. They could just roll out of the bed and turn their laptop on, and boom, they saved 5 hours a week. Employees being portable and mobile means that the remote working is changing the real estate landscape for many people. In the past, many were required to purchase a home near their office, but now many employees have the option to work anywhere they want. Oh, by the way, many employers prefer giving this fringe benefit to their employers to remote work too. Remote working gives flexibility, and that flexibility gives homebuyers the golden opportunity to move not just to a more affordable place where they can get more bang for their buck, but gives them the ability to live wherever they want. No new markets have been created because these markets have always been here, but this pandemic and remote working has opened areas up that were not previously considered because the distance one needed to travel. Kevin Martini, talking point number 3 is supply and demand. The population is growing and the millennials are coming of age. In other words, millennials are getting married and having kids. Marriage and having children are major factors that drive the real estate markets. Did you know that the average age of a first-time home buyer is 33? Did you know that there are more 32-year-olds than there are 33-year-olds? There are more 31-year-olds than there are 32-year-olds? Well, you get the picture. There's a ton of household formations that will want to actually buy a home, and that demand is going to put pressure on supply and also affordability. There's a time to wait to buy. However, waiting right now could cost you not just thousands, but tens of thousands over the life of the loan. Right now, today, homes are still affordable. And they are more affordable today than they have been historically. And that is courtesy of today's low mortgage rates. Remember, this certified mortgage advisor nugget. As a home buyer, you must not be concerned with the price, but instead the long-term cost of the home. The epic mortgage rates mixed in with unique programs available today with the Martini Group at Cardinal Financial amplify not just the buying power, but also lock in your long-term cost of ownership. My name is Kevin Martini, and I'm a certified mortgage advisor and producing branch manager of the Martini Group at Cardinal Financial Company, which is located in Raleigh, North Carolina. However, I help families all over the U.S. I provide the families I serve with trusted advice with a frictionless digital mortgage process that provides certainty. You may have questions about what you've heard in this episode of the Martini Mortgage Podcast, and that is awesome. I am here to help you and invite you to call me directly at 919-238-4934 because I believe there is never a substitute for getting educated on the process of buying a home and getting a mortgage. Let me wrap up this episode by saying this. You need to understand that I believe technology is going to improve the home buying and home selling process. I believe the trends of remote working is not a fad. It's the new reality. And this is going to change the thought process from where you need to live to where you want to live. I know that supply will be under pressure for some time and affordability will not last forever. Thanks for listening, and please share this episode of the Martini Mortgage Podcast with someone you care about, and thank you in advance for leaving a 5-star review. Now, it's time for the disclosure. This material has been prepared for marketing purposes only. This is not a loan commitment or guarantee of any kind. Loan approval and rates are dependent upon borrower's credit, collateral, financial history, and program availability at time of origination. Rates and terms are subject to change without notice. Corporate address 3701 Arco Corporate Drive, Suite 200, Charlotte, North Carolina 28273. Cardinal Financial Limited Partnership, NMLS ID 66247. For a full list of and more licensing information, please visit https://cardinalfinancial.com/licensing. Equal housing opportunity. For more information about myself, Kevin Martini, with the Martini Group at Cardinal Financial, visit www.martinimortgage.com or call 919-238-4934.